Welcome to another episode of Earthworks Hub's live Sunday podcast. Tonight is an episode you do not want to miss. It's Sunday, the 22nd of December, so we're only a couple of days until Christmas, and that's it. A lot of people are probably already starting their Christmas break. But I'm going to talk about a topic, and I'll have someone on here as well in a minute, but I'm going to talk about a topic that absolutely scares the shit out of me. And I reckon it'll probably scare a lot of people on here as well. I'm going to be talking about skin cancer. So talking about cancer, that ugly word, but skin cancer directly. And the reason we're going to talk about that is because I think in our industry, we are very, very exposed to the sun daily. And for most of the time, out in the sun for most of the day. So I think it affects our industry more than any other one. So it's a vital topic that we talk about. And not just that, I personally haven't experienced it, but I've got a close circle of friends where people have experienced it. My cousin's husband died a few years ago, or passed away at 44 years old to a melanoma. A friend of mine, Vic Webster, which actually a lot of you might actually know, and might have seen him out on job sites here in Melbourne. He drives a ASV Positrack. He recently sent me some photos of a black dot that he had on his cheek, and he recently got that cut out because it ended up being skin cancer and has a massive scar just under his eye. So it is close to home, and you might have seen some posts recently from Shane from Terrapro Earthworks, where he recently had a skin cancer removed from his arm. So, on that note, tonight I'm going to have Shane come on and share his experience, tell us his story about skin cancer, how it happened, how he discovered it, what happens from now, so that we're all well informed. And then we're going to go through some points on how to try and minimize your chances of getting that. So I'll invite Shane from Terrapro on in 1 second, but I'll just do a couple of formalities. Thank you very much to all my sponsors quickly. That's Melbourne Australia, got their t-shirt on tonight, Network Finance, Bole Group, Melbourne Tractors, Spartan Machinery, JR Safety Co, Nexgen Landscapes, Digga, Godings, Earthmoving Warehouse, RecordTime, and our new sponsor, which I haven't fully announced yet, but I'm doing a surprise one for him, Plastube. So Plastube has also joined the Earthworks Hub train, so thank you very much. More to come on that. Also, don't forget Two Savage Glasses, who also sent me a new pair this week. So I got a black awesome pair. Very, very nice. Use my discount codes to get yourself some discounts on that. Hard Hat Watches. They're watches as well, so use your discount codes to get discount on that, and Telesin as well. Alright, so quickly as well before I get him on, so Shane's going to be joining me in a second. During the week you would have seen that we released a competition with Phillips Plant Hire, so that's PPH, Phillips Plant Hire. They're in Melbourne. They're offering, I've teamed up with them, they're offering 2 days free hire of a Kubota U17. During January. So to get the competition details, go to my Instagram post or the Phillips Plant Hire post. Basically, you got to tag a mate, follow Phillips Plant Hire, follow Earthworks Hub, and then there's a link that you got to click on to put your details in to be part of it. So look out for that. That's it. Let's go. I'm not going to hold you all up tonight. Let me just invite Mr. Shane on. 1 second. Here he is.
Yeah.
Hey, how you going, mate?
Good, mate. Good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Good, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
good, yeah. Oh, thank you, Shane, for joining me. I was wondering whether you'd see this hat.
Yeah, mate. I'll see it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Thank you for joining us, man. I think you probably already know. I don't know if you just sort of saw what I was saying.
Yeah.
But basically we're going to talk about. I'm keen to hear your story about skin cancer. I don't know if you just heard me saying then, but I've met since your story. A couple of guys have actually hit me up and they've mentioned stories about where they've had a guy actually said he had four little skin cancers removed recently, and then Vic sent me his pictures and he's actually I'll post them up as well. So he actually
Yeah,
sent
for
me
sure.
photos, and he said he's happy for me to tell everyone about it and post it up. So
Well,
well, yeah,
I
I'll
think
put
that's
his
the
I'll put
purpose of it. The purpose of it, I guess, was to just let people know, like, go if you're in doubt or whatever. It's a bit more common than you might think, and yeah, you got to do something about it, I guess.
yeah. So yeah, that's right. So we're here basically. We want to learn and hear about your story, your recent story with your little skin cancer episode.
Yep.
Um, let's go from the start, man. So what actually prompted you? What did you first notice?
Yeah, so I mean, I touched on it on my own socials and stuff recently, but it was more like I follow earth movers. Like my Instagram is pretty much just a tool for my business. All the people I follow are evidently either in construction or earth moving or something I'm interested in. And somebody, I can't remember who, but probably a month ago posted something about it and just planted a little seed, and I thought nothing of it. And then I had a small spot on my wrist. This all happened pretty recently. So, like, what, 2.5 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago,
Yeah,
I had a small spot on my wrist that just was like, just a little bit rough. And I was in the shower and I was like, I don't remember hitting that. Like, I don't, like, we bump ourselves all the time. Yeah. Like, I smash
yeah,
my head on the digger when I'm bloody unloading and loading, and like, you graze your arms on, Rio mesh, and you got cuts everywhere, and you don't know how you get them. And this little spot on my wrist just didn't. I couldn't recall hitting it, bumping it, and I was just like, it wasn't a scab. It was just a little bit rough,
yeah,
and that was enough for me to go, you know what? What I'd seen previously by that other earth mover posting about it was enough to prompt me to go, I'm just going to go get it checked. We're kind of, I'm entering that age now where, medical things may pop up. I'm in my late 30s, approaching 40. My dad's had them before. My mother-in-law had a big one cut off her nose. Um, so yeah, just the seed was planted from that other person's video, and that was enough for me to get it checked.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, getting and
Uh,
even like the little they do a little punch biopsy.
yeah.
Do you want me to run into what
Yeah, well, yeah. The next question was going to be like, who did you have to see first? Yeah, did you have to get a referral? What was the process after that? Yeah, after you saw the little bump and that, what did you have to do?
Yeah, sure. So in my area on the peninsula, there's a place in Rosebud called the Skin Cancer Clinic, and you can get a full body mole map, which is confronting. And I was not prepared. I didn't think too much of it. I kind of booked it, and then the morning of, I woke up, get out of bed. I'm like, go get this thing sussed.
Yeah,
Didn't shower, didn't put on deodorant. Was wearing like old shitty jocks, like. Get down there, and there's two young females, and they're like, all right, strip down in your jocks. I'm going to take photos of your whole body. I was like, oh, yeah, no worries. Big camera on like a electronic slider that goes up and down. So they kind of document, head, shoulders, neck, whatever. And, you got to turn side on, 360, all this stuff.
yeah,
And the flash was so bright. I'm like, that flash is going straight through these jocks. There's no, there's no way they're not seeing everything. And yeah, so they'd start with that, and then they ask you, is there anything of concern? Anything else to take a closer look at? And I literally just said the one on my wrist, and they didn't think anything of it. They're like, oh, it doesn't look like anything, but we'll check it anyway.
yeah,
Sure enough, they opted to do a little, they call it a punch biopsy, literally like a little cookie cutter or like what are those hole punches,
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
They take out a tiny little sample with just like a local anesthetic, and you go home and they get in touch with you in a week or two if they get results. They will get in touch whether it's positive or negative.
yeah,
And sure
yeah.
enough, yeah, I had this little skin cancer on my wrist. So
Wow,
made a
wow.
booking, go back and get it cut out.
Yeah,
And when they
yeah,
cut it out, they don't fuck around. They
yeah.
take out a decent chunk. Yeah.
Shit. Yeah. Oh, we saw the scar on the picture, but just before we probably ask
Yeah,
you to
yeah.
show it again.
A little squirmish.
Yeah, well, not just that. I mean, I wanted to ask. So, where did they actually do the cutout? Was it in like a
The
hospital, or
same
did you just?
clinic. Yeah.
Oh, the same clinic.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
same clinic. So they notified me I have I mean, fuck, I don't know much about it. I think there's three different types.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, go.
Yeah. No, I was going to say I've actually done some research in between, so we can go through
Sure.
those in a minute too. Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
So from my
Yeah.
understanding, there's the most kind of or the least scary is called a basal cell or something like that, or
Yep.
BCC.
Yep.
And from what they explain is like, say you have one on your finger, kind of grows along the surface, and it can be easily extracted, not hard to get rid of. Then you've
Yeah.
got the one that I got, which is called squamous cell, and effectively that grows straight down. So having one on my wrist, kind of it'll grow, vertically or whatever in toward the center.
Yeah.
And then you've obviously got melanoma, which is scary because melanomas break off and travel elsewhere and affect other things.
Yeah.
So yeah, the fact that you get it early is great. I mean, they didn't even think it was anything, but sure enough, it was. So
Yeah.
yeah, that little seed that was planted from, I wish I knew who it was, but thank
Yeah.
you, number one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was enough to go get it looked at.
Yeah, Plastube saying other tree roots. Yeah, probably similar, man. Yeah, it
Yeah,
probably is similar to a tree root. Just it digs down. Oh, well, it's true. It's good that you explained those because I was going to talk about those. I've got some information from the Cancer Council of
sure.
Australia, so I'll read through that in a minute. But yeah, just going back to what I was saying earlier as well. Like, did you have to get put to sleep, or did they just have you like
No,
under
so
anesthetic? Yeah,
anyone that actually knows me, I have a major problem with
yeah,
needles. Yeah, I've tried to conquer. Oh, there you go. Plastube saying tree roots. Is that?
yeah,
Oh, that's what you just said. Yeah. So
yeah,
yeah, they
yeah,
effectively are like a root. Yeah, they grow straight down.
yeah,
Um, and yeah, so I've got a major problem with needles. It's been something I've dealt with my whole life, and I've tried to conquer it. Like I'm pretty strong-willed. I smoked a pack of a day cigarettes for like 10, 15 years. Quit them cold turkey. Once I kind of get my mind on something, I can do it. I
yeah,
don't have any fear of anything.
yeah.
Little bit scared of sharks, but I'm going to go dive with great whites and conquer that soon. So,
Yeah, yeah,
when it comes to needles, like it just, I can't do anything about it. It just gets to me. But
yeah,
anyway,
yeah,
they give you local. I mean, mine was on my arm, so it might be different if it's face or something.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, being on my arm, shot me a couple of times. I look away, whatever. And then yeah, they freaking give it a good chunk. And if anyone's squirmish, I'm going to show it.
yeah, yeah,
But so mine's right on the wrist, and given that they took out like an eyeball, like kind of pointy sides, big circle in the middle, and
yeah.
then they really scallop it out and pull the skin closed. Um,
Wow.
and it was so tight that I couldn't bend my wrist, so I had to wear a splint for a few days. So because I would bend my wrist, and I
Yeah,
ripped the stitches clean
yeah,
out. But
yeah, yeah.
local anesthetic, they chop it out, takes like 10, 15 minutes, and then you're done. I turned it in
Wow.
green, so I had to stay a little bit longer. But yeah, I haven't
Oh,
actually passed out before, but I've come
yeah,
close. Like things
yeah,
start getting bit hairy going, and like the
yeah.
hearing goes a bit funny, and
Well, you're not alone, man. You're
yeah,
not
I
alone.
know, I know.
I'll have to admit, man. When I go for blood tests, I always tell them when I walk in, I don't want to look. Don't show me anything. I don't want to even see those little bowls with the needles in there. Nothing. I
Yeah,
go. I
yeah,
just want to come in, and then a couple of times they've actually offered for me to lay down rather than sit.
yeah,
Yeah, because they're like, we don't want you to faint on us, so you
yeah,
better lay down. And then yeah, I'm the same. I don't like needles
yeah,
at all, man. I don't.
yeah.
I'm not a big fan. So I think you're not alone, man.
Yeah, no, like they always laugh, man. They're like,
Yeah,
these particular chicks, they were like giving me a bit of stick and like kind of.
yeah,
If I had it, like this is how bad it is. Like if I hadn't had 3 seconds to think about it, I would have
yeah,
walked out and be like, oh, I'll come back, and then I
yeah.
never do. And so
Oh man.
they kind of like they didn't really give me the option, and they were actually
Yeah,
fantastic. They
yeah,
distracted me enough that I didn't even know it was happening. So
Oh,
But yeah,
that's good,
okay.
man. That's good. They probably
Yeah.
put them in there on purpose, man. They put the good-looking girls in there, so you
Yeah,
can't show
yeah,
that you're chicken, man. You just you just got to go
yeah,
with it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a bit
Someone said
stiff.
that. Who wrote here? CC Earthwork Haulage wrote, you're his hero. How's that?
Oh, jeez, I don't
Oh,
know. Thanks, bro.
there you go. And Moba wrote, nice t-shirt. Oh, yeah, they've noticed. He's noticed it.
Yeah, yeah,
I was wondering. That's it. That's it. Well, look, you know what? I mean, there's a serious aspect to it. You know, like it is like you've got those three different levels.
yeah.
So what I might just quickly do, so I'll just read out some information I
Yeah,
got.
go for it.
Just so people can be like, like totally aware. So you're right, what you said earlier, there are three main types of skin cancer. The first one is what you said, I'm going to
Yeah,
probably say this wrong, man.
I think
You said
basil, like basil. I don't know.
that's the one,
Yeah,
basal cell carcinoma,
yep,
and that's squamous, would you call
yep,
it?
yep. Squamous.
Yeah, squamous. And exactly what you said, they go down into your skin. So they're the two that aren't as bad as melanoma. So for anyone that wants to know what the signs are, and what it looks like. So usually it says it's like a pearly lump or a little scaly dry area that's shiny or bright pink in
Yeah.
color. Is that what you sort of had?
Like, mate, I could seriously. I wish I took more attention to it because it was like, look, there's like I've got little dots every like there's a dot here and a dot. It just looked
Yeah.
like it wasn't big. It was just one day it was a bit rough, and if it wasn't rough, I wouldn't have done anything about it because
Yeah.
I didn't think anything of it.
Oh,
So yeah, it was quite small, but when it got textured, I guess, is when I was like, you know what? I don't know what that is.
yeah. Best to have a look, man.
Yeah.
And then they do say that the main causes of it are, increased sun exposure, people with fair skin, people that tan or have freckles and stuff, light
Yeah.
colored eyes, stuff like that. Yeah. So, or it runs in the family and stuff too. Yeah. So
Yeah,
there's those.
they do say it's heavily genetically in tune or whatever, like it's passed down in genetics. I've got ginger in my family. My dad's a redhead, my sister's a redhead.
Yeah.
So fair skin kind of runs in the family. My brother and I, we're not exactly pale, but we have a bit of ginger in the beard and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, and then the other thing they say is that usually it's done really early on. So from
Yeah.
my understanding, it's kind of damage you did in your early teens is when it
Yes.
starts coming out
Yeah.
in your later years.
It is, and it's scary because I think back to all the times when I was younger,
Oh,
and even now,
mate.
even recently,
Good luck getting fucking sunscreen on something kid that
man,
was born in the 80s or 70s.
bad,
Yeah.
bad. It was fashionable to go to the beach, get so red that you peel, and everyone goes peeling your skin.
And, like,
Yeah,
and since having it, like, as you would know, and some of your viewers would know, I don't mind a chat, but
yeah,
it's brought the conversation. Like, I've been wearing pretty big band-aids over it, and
yeah,
today I went through a family Christmas on my wife's side, and everyone's like, "Oh, what have you done?" And
yeah.
like, it was just a band-aid, but every single person is like, "What have you done? What have you done? What have you done?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's just skin cancer." And they're like, "What? What do you
Oh,
mean?"
yeah. They're expecting you to say like you just cut
Yeah,
yourself
cut
or something.
yourself,
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
being in our industry, it's like common stuff. But
yeah,
it's every single person we've had a conversation, and straight away they're like, "Oh shit, I need to get checked," or "I've been putting it off," or "I've been thinking about it," and
yeah.
yeah, the hope was to have this discussion and plant the seed in someone else,
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's good. Like you said, that the other guy that we can't remember who it was, but he's prompted you. So hopefully, what we're doing tonight
Yeah,
will prompt other people.
yeah,
That's the whole point. Yeah.
yeah,
And you know what? Surprisingly, what's very scary is that in Australia, it says here the stats on the Cancer Council site. Skin cancers account for 80% of newly diagnosed cancers
yeah,
in Australia,
well,
and they're all majority of them are caused by exposure to the sun. And
yeah,
yeah, when I look at that, man, that's scary. And 70% of the ones that are diagnosed are usually just the first two, so the two
yeah,
non I was going to say non-binary, and I can't say that. The non-cancerous,
yeah,
non-binary.
yeah,
But then you got the third one, which is melanoma,
yeah,
and basically melanoma is the one that it can spread through your
yeah,
body and go through your lymphs and everything, and that's usually the bad one, and you got to try and catch that early. So
yeah.
that's the third one, just to finish our other thing, and that one
Cool.
says the symptoms are a mole that you've got. So the cancer might start on top of a mole, an existing mole,
Yeah.
and it turns crusty, might change color, might expand, might change shapes and or elevation. You know, it starts to get thicker.
Yeah.
They're the things to look out for. Yeah.
And this is not a fear thing. Like, you know, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh shit, you know, I've got dots." It's like it's not. You know, you're not gonna drop dead tomorrow or anything. But if there's any form of doubt, just go get it checked, and then you're all good. You'll know. You know.
Yeah. Exactly. And yeah, we've got the process there. They've made it for avail. It's all available.
Yeah.
So why not use it, man? Why not use it?
I mean, cost-wise, this was a specialist clinic that just does this stuff. I believe, like, I think it was $280 or thereabouts. That was for the full body check and the biopsy. And then upon finding out that it was a positive biopsy, I think it was maybe another 300 to get it cut out. And some people have asked that question, like, how much is it and all that stuff. It's like, fuck, man, a couple $100, who cares? Like,
Yeah, man.
you know,
We spend on other rubbish. Yeah, without thinking.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, the serious
Yeah.
side of that is, like, so say you don't get it checked, and like this dot on my wrist. If I didn't get that checked, the next step from the biopsy of the cutting it out is a fucking ice cream scoop. You know, like, it could penetrate into bone and lead into other, like, bone cancer.
Yep.
And then to remove it, like, mine was already borderline. Like, they even said, like, when doing the stitches, they're like, you know, if you move this, like, it's going to pull your skin apart.
Yeah.
So say I went and checked it in 2 or 3 years from now, who knows what the outcome would be. Like, you know, my mother-in-law had a skin graft. My dad's had a skin graft for his ones.
Yeah.
You know, I got family's got an ear cut off. Like,
Yeah.
you know, that's the reality of it. It's like, it's nothing now and it doesn't hurt or anything, but
Yeah.
if you don't know and give it time to get some growth behind it, you're looking at a much worse procedure to get rid of it.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. I agree. Barry from Mosher saying he's with us. He hates needles. He's all
Yeah.
he said it runs the other way. It's funny because you mentioned ears, and that's what's also worrying me. Like, I went to go see why my ear tips are one of my left side hurts when I go to sleep, and that actually the tip of it hurts.
It's because we keep talking about you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I thought it was because I wear these. No jokes. I thought it was because of this.
Yeah.
But and my motorbike helmets and that. But they reckon that it could be just like a non-cancerous, like a little lump there, and it gets sored, and there's these other things. And the doctor was like the other day saying, "Oh, don't worry about it, you'll be right." He gave me like some cream to rub on there, and that's it. Should be good. But in my head, I'm thinking, what if he's wrong? What if, like you say, after seeing your video, I was like, what if he's wrong, man? Maybe I should just go get it checked out properly.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean,
So-
I hope that it doesn't, freak people out or anything like that. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just, I guess the thing is just to man up a little bit and actually go get a check.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
True.
Because then
And then, yeah, that's it. And then, like you say, you'd rather catch it early. So, what's the next steps now? So you've had it cut out.
Yeah.
Do you need to do like therapy, like chemotherapy or radiation or anything like that?
No,
What's the next steps?
No, so effectively they've removed the whole cancer's gone. So that spot that was in there is now fully extracted because I think they test the tissue around the edges. Like, say they take out a scallop, they kind of check the whole way around and underneath to see that it's like no longer there.
Yep.
And so effectively I just got the results 2 days ago. I think on Thursday or Friday, maybe Friday, with the positive results saying they've managed to extract all of it and that spot is done. The sad part is that it's probably not going to be the last one. So now it's just a matter of I go get mole maps I'll go 3 months and then maybe 6 and then back to just yearly after that. But given it is uncommon under 40, like it's a bit like, oh, okay, shit, you've obviously done some damage. But yeah, like you say, we were always outside. Our generation was don't come home until the street lights are on, like.
That's it. Well, that's what I was going to say to you. Like, what do you think could have attributed to it, like from in your case?
I mean, yeah, we were always outside. Always and I wouldn't put sunscreen on. Like, I hated it, man. And like, I hate the
Yeah.
beach, like I live at the beach, but
Yeah. Yeah.
sand, like, oh, just boils my blood. Like,
Yeah.
especially, you know, getting sunscreen on me as a kid, and then we'd be at the beach and get sand stuck to me. Like, I hated it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You're right though, because that's the same as the work site. Like I used to hate putting on sunscreen because when you work and then the dust all gets stuck to you,
Oh,
you know,
yeah, it
like
coming
it's
black.
yeah. So that's why a lot of times I used to avoid putting it on because of that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's saying.
Um.
Like, I mean, I've been a lot better at it in my older years, but I still like, you know, I'll go somewhere like, don't worry about it. But
Yeah.
after this, like the next day, when I found out it was a positive result, I went straight to my local workwear joint, which is Hip Pocket in Mornington,
Yeah.
and I just said, "Fucking long sleeve me, give me the works." Like, what's like I hate the heat. Like I struggle in the heat. I did, you know, 7 years of back-to-back winters. I travelled the world doing winters.
Yeah.
So when it comes to heat, I just turn into a puddle. But
Yeah.
I mean, after that, I just went in there, and there's some really cool products at the moment. I mean, it's like, you know, we're almost in 2025, so you know, textiles have come a long way. But there's, I can't remember the brand. I feel like it might be Spinifex. Do a super lightweight, long sleeve. It's like parachute material, you know, super thin.
Yeah.
But you got to be careful because the black and the grey are the ones that are 50 SPF.
Yeah.
But the lighter colours like your khaki and stuff, they're not. They're only 30. So I would never
There
have
you go.
cared about that before this. But
Yeah.
now
It's
I'm like,
true.
no, black me out.
Yeah, same. I'm wearing bucket hats now outside. I used to
Yeah.
laugh at guys that wore bucket hats. They wore brim hats. I used to say, "Oh
Yeah.
my god, looks like a twit." And now,
I've
I'm
got big ears, man. So like
yeah,
they've copped it. You know, they've been copping it for years.
yeah. That's
Um,
funny, man.
I use it as
Yeah,
now maybe I can lop them back a bit, you know, take a bit off the
yeah,
top, but
yeah. That's it. You
time
can
will
tuck them
tell.
in. Tuck
Yeah,
them in,
well, I've
man. Yeah,
never, because it
yeah,
hurts.
done.
Like you tuck them in, and
Yeah,
then after 20 minutes, they're like
yeah,
throbbing.
yeah. True, true.
Yeah,
Well, it's funny you started talking about ways to reduce the risk because that's the next thing I was going to talk about.
sure.
So I was going to go through some points. Let's tell the viewers some really good points on how to prevent themselves from getting, you know, skin cancer or just trying not to get it, I suppose. And one of them, so the first thing we're going to talk about is sunscreen, which you already
Yeah,
mentioned. Um, Apply it. It says, you know, on the thing on the packets, it tells you every 2 hours to reapply. And SPF 30 at a
yeah,
minimum. Um, and the problem for me was, like I said, I'd forget to put it on in the mornings and then just go all day and go, stuff, it doesn't matter. So now I keep it in the car. So I have a sunscreen in the car. Sometimes I have it sitting in the cabin, one in the truck.
yeah.
So I leave them around, you know. So what do you think? Is that something
Yeah,
people should do?
100%. There's some good ones. Especially like I've got two young girls. Both my daughters are under 5. One just had their birthday the other day. That was my work breakup. You know, with the fairy bread in one of my stories. But
Yeah,
so I had my daughter's birthday. I got two fair skinned daughters, and from that, the sunscreens we've tried quite a few. One gave my eldest daughter is quite fair. And one gave her a few rashes and things. So just try, there's a lot of different sunscreens out there, and there's some really good, like non-oily ones.
yeah,
So from us having the young girls, we've, you know, gone through a few and found ones that, you know, aren't as oily and, you know, yuck on the hands and stuff. There's a few
yeah,
aerosol ones that are 50 plus.
yeah,
We always have one in the bag with my wife's purse or the car, the glove box, whatever.
yeah,
So the aerosol one's really good because, you know, you'll be wearing a t-shirt and stuff. You might just spray your arms down and, you know, the back of your neck and stuff.
yeah. Yeah,
Um,
that's a good. That's actually a good one. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's right.
yeah.
That's a good option.
So, and then I
Yeah,
spray it and then I'll rub it in after that. I don't even know if you meant to. I've never read
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Just,
yeah, yeah.
I think
No, I'm
that's
the
a good
same.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Um,
The excavator bloke is saying thanks for sharing your experience. It makes him think twice, and he's going to go for a checkup. There you
yeah,
go, man.
awesome,
So
mate. No, that's great. That's what this is about.
that's
And
it.
same with, what's his name? Yeah, Barry Fitzgerald. He was saying he's a bit of a fear of the needle, but it's
Yeah,
good, mate.
yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Well,
You just got to do it, man.
keeps us sane.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
And remember the tanning oils and that. I used to wear those reef. I still until
Yeah.
recently. I still put that reef tanning oil on. If I didn't have that, I'd just get baby oil and put it on and just sit there for hours in the sun. Now I'm so paranoid, man. I don't think I'm going to do it anymore. I really don't think
Well,
so.
like, so my wife's cut. Like, my wife was doing her cousin's hair today, and like, she was, she asked straight away, like, "What have you done yourself?" I was like, "Yeah, skin cancer." And she's like, "Holy
Oh,
shit!" Remember when we were hanging out and you just lather up in baby oil, like, burn me, yes, I want to get
yeah,
tan.
yeah,
That's the shit. Like, that's kind of
yeah.
what leads to this.
That's crazy, man.
And I
Crazy.
used to go quite brown, like, even though I've got a bit of ginger in the family, like, I actually would go pretty dark skin, and like, that was my little, flex. Like, everyone get
Yeah,
burnt. I never got burnt. I just go brown.
yeah, that's right.
God,
And you
that's
can see the
stupid.
muscles better. When you're tanned, you can
Yeah,
see the
yeah,
muscles better. They look
yeah.
better. Yeah.
No, it's
Man.
good. Not
What's
anymore.
MOBA? Not anymore.
Yeah.
So MOBA's saying that a lot of private health insurances will give you a rebate if you purchase cancer council products.
There you
Oh,
go.
there you go.
Sick.
Oh, all
I
right.
mean, yeah, I
Cool.
did.
Yeah.
Sorry, I did get a rebate. I will say that.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
I did. So it wasn't much. Maybe, I think maybe $60 or $48 or something. But it was something. Like, it wasn't.
yeah.
So
Mm,
both times. So for the chunk getting cut out and for the initial full body map.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good
There you
stuff.
go. And while we're on that topic of putting on sunscreen, even if you're wearing long sleeves, what I notice is when I wear long sleeves, my hands still go brown when we're operating because they're constantly out on the joysticks and the sun's coming in through the glass. So put it on the back of your hands, man, because I always see my hands with long sleeves go red here,
Yeah.
just the tops.
Oh man, I've got the watch tan and like yeah.
Yeah,
When I shave my head, like fresh to shave, like I'll bang on moisturizer and then I'll rub it on my hands, and
yeah,
I mean it just soaks it up like they're
yeah.
rough.
It's true, man. And the
Yeah,
glass, if we're working in machines and that, the glass intensifies the sun, man. It actually
yeah.
makes it so hot in there.
So that I
Yeah,
guess would be my next thing. I'm definitely going to get the windows tinted. I was holding off because I'm a bit weird with, like, I think I might have touched on it earlier in some of our chats, but I
yeah,
can't trim wearing polarized glasses and stuff. Like, my
yeah,
levels just get funny.
yeah,
And I always was nervous to commit to the tinting of the windows in case it messed with my vision of, like, what I think my levels are.
yeah, yeah,
Um, but now I'm just like, oh, I'm just going to get them tinted. I might not get like the full blacked out, but I'll get something, definitely get something put on there now.
yeah.
Um,
Definitely, man.
and it
Yeah. The only
changes
thing
you,
is,
man. Like,
it
finding
does.
out that it's real, like I'm a bit like I'm cowering away from the sun. I'm driving in my nice new truck and the sun's bearing in, and I'm like hiding my arm like under the other side. Like, I know it's
Yeah,
dumb stuff, but it changes the way you look at it. You're like, shit,
yeah.
I don't want to get any
No,
more. Like,
I hear. I've been doing the same all week, man. The same
yeah.
thing. I've been there trying to like avoid the sun a bit. Even today, we walked to the shops and I put a bucket hat on, and my kids are like, "Dad, you're not going to wear that, are you?" I was like, "Yeah, what's wrong? I have to
Yeah,
wear it, man. I'm not taking the
yeah.
risk anymore."
I think
So anyway,
the silver lining in being married is that you're no longer trying to attract the other species.
yeah,
Like,
that's
you
it, man.
just, who gives a shit? Like, if it's effective, wear it. That's
Yeah,
it.
that's it. That's it.
Yeah,
And then the second, yeah, let's talk about that. So protective clothing. So I know a lot of sites are telling you have to wear long sleeves, long pants. You have to wear the brim hats. Some of them have the
the
cloth
net.
at the
Yeah,
back. Yeah, the net. And I also same. I used to hate that, and I still hate it. I still when they tell me, I'm thinking, oh my god, I'm gonna sweat my ass off in that.
yeah.
But I understand it now. Now I fully understand why.
Well, because
Yeah.
there
Um.
was, like, back in the day when, I mean, there's always some freaking you know person that ruins it, I guess, for the majority. But there was cases
Yeah.
back in like I don't know if it was the 90s or the early 2000s where someone did sue a company for getting skin cancer. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
well, you made me work outside. It's like, well, no, you
Yeah.
chose to do that. You're an
Yeah.
adult, like, look after yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then that's where the unions and things like that, did go all in and go, well, fuck it. Like, if you're going to try and get us for your bloody self, then we'll enforce it. And then it's a blanket rule. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
So,
Because it's easier for them to manage it as a blanket rule.
yeah.
That's it. You store it. Yeah.
And
So it's
you
true.
might
It's true.
hate it, like I hate it. Like, I worked on all those union sites, and like, it sucks. But at the
Yeah.
end of the day,
Yeah.
it's not about looking cool or whatever. It's
Yeah.
just that it's effective. It stops freaking you trying to blame them for skin cancer.
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward.
But it's funny because as soon as it gets hot here in Australia, we're all like, that's it, tops off, out, shorts on, this and that. And I look at other countries, and I was having a
Yeah,
conversation with my
yeah,
mates yesterday. Look at the Arabs and that,
yeah,
for instance, in the desert. what do they wear? If you look at what they wear, they've learned obviously over
Yeah.
time. They wear those long white gowns, fully covered,
Yeah.
so that they're not getting burnt. And yet we're tops off, everything straight off, out in the
Yeah,
sun.
yeah. They got
When you look at
headgear,
it,
full sleeves, full length. Like you look at
yeah,
even Aussie outback farmers. You look at outback farmers, and we all used to give them shit for popping their collar. Like got their collars
yes,
up and stuff. It's not about that. It's about freaking getting burnt on their neck, which we never,
yes,
being naive. You kind of just think it's them trying to be cool.
yeah,
Whatever. When we were kids, popping a collar was freaking retarded. But
yes.
as
No,
you
yeah.
learn,
That,
it's not about
that
that.
exactly. That was one of my points. Yeah, I was going to say a tip is to pop your collar up. I do all
Yeah,
the time because my neck is always burnt, man. Always black.
yeah,
My neck is the darkest part of my body, man.
yeah. I
So I
started
always
doing up
pop the collar.
I started doing up my top buttons now.
Oh
Yeah,
no! Oh shivers!
yeah,
I'll tell you. But you know what? With clothing, you don't have to buy like hot polyester nylon stuff. Get yourself, I recommend, like cotton material, vented tops, like what you were saying earlier. You can get tops
yeah,
now that have got like
yeah,
the vents under the
yeah.
arm,
And
vents on the
they've got
back.
the across the back, the shoulder blades. They've got the vent down as
Yeah,
well.
and if you get a good cotton material, you can wear that, or you can, if you do sweat a lot, and they dry quick anyway. But if you do
Yeah,
sweat a lot, you can just put another spare one in the car or whatever, and you can always at lunchtime go change if you have
yeah.
to. Put a
So
clean on it.
if anyone is a textile or clothing manufacturer,
Yeah, yeah. Hint, hint,
now's your
hint.
chance to
Yeah,
jump on with the Earthworks Hub and tell us about some great clothing you offer.
yeah, yeah. That's it, man. That's it. Yeah. Anyone, if they can, they can give us a bit of advice and maybe some samples.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah.
We
That's
can
it.
test the SPF qualities.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. And then I do notice a lot of people on site. Everyone tends to roll their sleeves up and that. Now I'm conscious of that. When I see guys with sleeves rolled up, I'm like, yeah, you're defeating the purpose, man.
Like
You know?
a family barbecue today. They got this beautiful grass tennis court, croquet field. We're all hanging out. Kids are running amok. Got bubble machines going. Got that, and like it was quite overcast and nice. And then the sun came out, and I'm like, I'm getting out. Like I'm going
Yeah,
to sit under the shade.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. It doesn't take much, man. It doesn't
changed
take
my
much.
mentality. And I mean, it's probably an overreaction because it's not so much about what's happening today. It's about stuff that happened previously. But yeah, it
Yeah,
messes with you a bit, man. Like you're like, yeah. For me, that's now I've got it. I've had it.
yeah,
It's like you don't want to be doing anything that can contribute to more.
yeah, yeah. And we are, like you say, we're getting closer to that age because they say the average age for skin cancer detection is 65. So,
Yeah,
like, I know it's not that far away. It seems far away, but it's not that far away. Yeah, and anything you
yeah,
can do in between, like to reduce it, why not, man?
yeah,
Uh, the last 2 points is seek shade, exactly what you just said. So I was like trying to avoid standing in the sun for too long. You know what I mean?
yeah,
If you can try and like stand under a tree behind something, just protect yourself.
yeah. Even
Um,
setting up work areas, like I've always been one to do that anyway because I just can't stand the heat. But
yeah,
if you're doing something that's repetitive, or I don't know, let's say you're welding something that you can move, go set yourself up. Or if you're cutting wedges is something I do a lot of, building retaining walls. So I'll make sure I set up in the shade. It's just, if there's something that you can be in control of, definitely give it a go.
yeah. Same thing in the digger. If you're on top of a windrow, try and start loading from the other side so you're not facing the sun. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like swap
yeah,
sides so you're not like directly standing facing it.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Yeah, true, true. And the other one is ask your manager or your customers if you can come in a bit earlier. Start early, finish early before the peak, because the peak is between 10 and 4 for the
yeah.
sun. So if you can try and start at 6 or 5 and get out by 1 or 2, then at least you're not in the peak. You know what I mean?
Check your permits.
Yeah,
Just,
check
yeah,
your permits though. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
check your
Depends where you
permits.
are.
But
Depends where you
if
are.
that's the doable thing, I know some places will
Yeah,
do like a six till 2:30 or 6 till 2 or something.
yeah,
But yeah, all those
yeah.
things
True.
definitely.
That's it, man. And tanning beds, man. Remember all the tanning salons that used to be around?
Yeah,
I used to go. I used to go and sit in those tanning beds. Now when I
yeah.
think
You
about
wear the
it, what?
goggles?
Yeah, yeah. What was I thinking, man? What was the thought behind all that? I don't know.
I don't
Just
know. Were you
the way
married?
that's what it was. Yeah. Oh, actually, I was. Oh, maybe
Okay.
we're still dating. Maybe still dating
Yeah.
because I used to go gym and all that. I used to try and get tan. Have to look
Yeah.
good.
And
And
you're
then
still peacocking her a bit, like just letting
yeah,
her know, fluffing your
yeah,
feathers.
yeah. I'm still doing that though. That's how we are. That's how
Yeah,
I am. We can't help it. Yeah.
nice.
But yeah, tanning salons, big no, man. Don't even.
Yeah,
There's no point, man. Just get a spray tan if you really want to be brown. I don't know. Just don't bother, man.
yeah.
Embrace our whiteness. Just
Just be
embrace.
happy, bro. Just be happy
Yeah,
you're
man.
alive.
Embrace what we are, man. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah, true. So they're the points, man. Just little habits, and then you got like obviously hydrate, keep hydrated, eat vegetables and that, man, because some of the vitamins and that in there will help you avoid like it will strengthen your skin against the sun. You know what I mean?
yeah. Like be
Um,
healthy. Like try and do better. For sure.
that's it, and get skin checks, get regular checks, man. Exactly what you said.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, go get a check if that's your biggest thing. Just it's not that much. Maybe $250
yeah,
at tops. If it was like 1,000, sure, I would understand walking. Being a bit cautious. But for a
yeah,
couple $100, like most people would spend that on a weekend out.
yeah,
If it
yeah.
just it
If it
gives you some
helps,
peace of mind.
yeah,
And then you've got a baseline as well. Like so that first initial check they'll document. I think they use AI and things like that now to actually highlight a few of the bad ones or ones that they might want to pay attention to. And then
yeah,
if you go year on year, you've got something to check it against. But you won't have that unless you get the first one. So
yeah.
go get the
True.
first one.
No, good. Yeah, I really think it's important to have you on tonight, and I really appreciate you being so open about your experience because I think it can only help people. It can only benefit everyone in our industry because we are outdoors. We're probably the main industry that has outdoors all the time. I think that's
Yeah,
from
construction.
what I
Yeah.
see. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. So it's important to know about skin cancer, how to prevent it, and what can happen if you don't. You know.
Yep.
Yeah. So no, thank you, man. Thank you.
No.
Now let's try and spice it up a bit. It's Christmas in a few days. We'll try and make it a bit more fun now because it was it's a bit of it's a downer a topic. It's not the most happiest one. So tell us about your new rotator bucket, the Big Max
Yes.
bucket. So let's
My
go
new
on a happy
favorite
note.
toy. Yeah, nice.
Let's
Shake it off.
end
Shake it off. Yeah.
let's end on a
I
happy
like it.
note.
I
Yeah.
like it. Yeah. So I'm now the owner of a new 1500 wide, 360-degree rotating mud bucket
Yep.
from Digmax Australia. So Digmax on the socials.
Yep.
And mate, yeah, absolute ripper of a thing. To the point, I'm actually going to sell my 1500 mud bucket and just use this thing.
Wow.
So yeah, I
That's a big
saw,
call. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I took a lot of someone I need to kind of give a shout out to is a guy called Lindsay Simonic. I take a lot of inspiration from the way he operates and from what he's done over his journey with, when he has a task that requires something specific, he'll go buy the machine, do the job. When that machine's no longer needed for that specific task, he'll just offload it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm looking at the same with my attachments. I'm like, well, I
Yeah.
don't technically, I've got two 1500 buckets now. Like, I'm obviously going to keep the cool one that does the spinning thing.
Yeah.
so,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, so rather than hoard it, move it on and someone else can get some use out of it.
Yeah.
If I need one in the future, I'll just get another one.
Yeah, good idea. I suppose, and
Yeah.
then the other thing is you don't have to float another extra bucket around every time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, I mean, this thing's wicked. Like, I'm sure it's not necessary for a lot of things. I've always been a very hard sell on these, 360-degree rotating like tilt hitches. We all know the major brands,
yeah,
but I mean, I love one. I would happily own one. But for me and the way I operate, I kind of think there's not much I can't do with a tilt hitch and a bucket. So
yeah,
I haven't needed one or been held back in my line of work where, I've struggled. So kind of was always going to be a bit difficult to go down that path. And then, lo and behold, this option comes up, super reasonable pricing.
yeah.
So I don't know, if you're happy with me saying that kind of stuff, but
Go ahead.
yeah, okay.
Tell us it
So
is.
they're
Yeah,
just under 8 grand, so like high 7,000s, delivered anywhere in Australia, and you get this 360-degree rotating mud bucket. And I think for me, the exciting thing is when I do get my next kind of trimming and shaping job, I think I will be a lot more effective in my use of time. I mean,
Yeah.
I post it on my socials often when I do shape. I'm always using my tilt hitch. Heaps of people have seen my videos and be like, "Your tilt hitch is on crack, man. It's too fast." And I'm like, no, like it works for me. Like I'm very
Yeah.
sensitive on the trigger when it's going full revs and got a bit of load on it.
Yeah.
And now, just the first job I did recently was a bit of a try landscape tidy up, and moving some dirt around, and I took it and plugged it in, and it was sick. Like,
Yeah.
there's little things like instead of cutting, like, because I can sit on top of the shoulder of a batter, reach over and obviously trim because I've got a tilt hitch. Whereas this particular job, I was trying to be cautious of material rolling down the hill,
Yeah.
and I could just turn it 90 and pull it straight up the hill. So there's less material feeding down.
Yes.
Um, and it wasn't like I wasn't using huge angles, but just the ability to twist the bucket maybe 10, 15 degrees whilst having the tilt hitch.
Yep.
I was like, mate, this is wicked. Like,
That's awesome, man.
yeah.
Yeah, you got me
Um,
excited. Is that so? Do you so you've got the tilt hitch already, and then that rotating bucket just how does it
yep.
actually attach to the machine? Yeah,
Yeah,
what
so
do you have
it
to do?
runs through your hydraulic piping. So you connect it as you would a hydraulic grab or a rock hammer or any other hydraulic attachment through your auxiliary lines.
Yep.
It has, I believe it's a worm drive gear, so it does have 3 grease nipples. Grease them daily or however often you're using it.
Yep.
Um, and you just pick it up with your hitch. So it
Yep.
comes with whatever pin centers you need. They'll obviously design the hitch or the ears or whatever to your pin
Yeah.
sizes.
Yep.
And then you just pick it up, whether you've got a tilt hitch or not. And then you control it with your toggle switch or roller or whatever you've got.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool.
yeah.
So you're saying that you can use it a lot for like trimming and that. What else do you reckon that you will be able to use
Oh,
it for? What?
backfilling, retaining walls. Like, so
Yeah.
I had a
Yeah.
plumbing job recently. Went and punched out just like super easy plumbing job, I must say. Like, it
Yeah.
wasn't difficult, but perimeter stormwater. So picking up all your downpipes, and then something as simple as backfilling those trenches, given that they were along the boundaries. I was lucky enough that I could reach over the boundary fence and shake the scoria in without having to turn my bucket around.
Yeah.
But now I'd pick it up, spin the bucket around, and just shake it in as I go, and
Yeah.
off I go. There is a
Yeah.
lot of jobs, even with a tilt hitch. There's a lot of jobs where just the depth of your bucket and rocking at 90 degrees either side, you're still going to have some form of overspill and things like that, or you won't have the depth to roll out before hitting a fence or a wall or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, so in those circumstances, if I can, I'll go above it, but then you're really high. So, I was
Yeah.
shaping the bucket like 8 foot off the ground, and you got to be bloody accurate, otherwise you just spill shit everywhere.
Yeah.
Whereas now, if I had that, I'd just clip my hoses in, take the 2 minutes that it takes to put in my hydraulic
Yeah.
hoses, and just do my scoria or screenings, quarter minus, whatever.
Yeah.
Backfilling retaining walls for screenings, I think that's going to be sick.
Yeah.
And shaping, like, God, I'm chomping at the bit to get a golf course job. But
Yeah.
I'll get there one day. But
Yeah.
even shape, like trimming up some rock, like it's a real sturdy. It feels really sturdy. Like the
Yeah.
build quality seems quite high end.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to get stuck into like some CT or trimming some class 2 or something,
Yeah.
and just being able to work the material just that little extra bit.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you feel the weight
But
of
yeah,
it? Like, does it make
it's
it?
definitely heavy. I
Yeah.
think it's 200. It might be 280 or 240 kilos.
Yeah.
So when you factor that in on top of a tilt hitch,
Yeah.
you're getting pretty heavy. But in saying that, I feel like my 1500 muddy's almost the same weight. Like, I think that was close to 240 or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe high 100s. I don't
Yeah.
want to say the wrong
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can fact check me on it, but I think that was close to 200 or thereabouts anyway.
Yeah.
Um, and the construction of the rotating bucket, it's quite shallow depth. It's a little bit Encon design, I get. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they're the first ones to do it, but the sides are actually cut in on a bit of a 45.
Yep.
It's long, it's thick steel, and it's short in height and short in depth. So
Oh, okay.
volume-wise, it's probably very similar to a 1200.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, to
Yeah,
probably makes up for that extra weight probably of
yeah,
the rotating part.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
All right. Moba's saying, is that are they made locally or imported? I don't know if
look,
do we know that?
I actually can't be clear on that. It's I mean, reach out to Digmax, but from my understanding, they're possibly made in New Zealand, and then mine came from Auckland, for instance.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
know they're relatively new, but in saying that, like I'm super happy with the construction of it, and the price point for what you get, I think is pretty good. I think a few people might jump at that, given there is a hole in the market for that, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's funny because since I've seen you with it, I've actually heard a little bit more about it and seen a couple of other guys showing videos, spoken to a couple of people that are already looking into it, and I'm like, wow, I didn't even know about it until we how did I think it happened during one of our
It
chats,
did.
wasn't it? I
It
think they
did.
what they just joined in one of our sessions
Yeah,
and then
we got chatting, and 3 months later, we had a baby.
yeah, there you go, man.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah,
That's cool, man. That's cool. That's good. It's the part of this process, part of the plan for Earthworks Hub. That's good, man.
yeah.
I'm happy. I'm happy it worked out. I'm happy that you're happy with the product, and I think it's probably like you say, a lot of people will be interested in seeing how it progresses. You know?
Yeah, definitely. And like, I'm not hiding, like I will show using it, and over time, you'll most likely see, the skill level will hopefully increase, and it'll get better. But it's not going to be suited for every job that I do. Like, but there will be specific jobs where it'll be, freaking spot on to have that. Yeah, so it's going to be exciting to use this new product and get it out there. But yeah, there's a few people I just saw in the comments here. I just wanted to
Yeah.
say the excavator bloke, he was saying thanks for sharing the experience.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, go get your checkup, mate. You're welcome, and
Yeah.
thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So
private healthing's good.
who's that,
Mr.
Mister?
Cruisin. Mr. Cruisin's
Yeah.
asking about, what's he saying? Best way to get into Earthworks would be
Look at
yeah,
watch
go.
my video. Yeah, watch
Yeah, I
my
was going to
videos.
say, yeah,
Yeah.
rewatch, go back in the Earthworks Hub podcasts and videos on YouTube and all that stuff. They
Yeah.
touch on that heaps, mate.
Yeah, heaps, man. Heaps of my guests mention it. I've actually made a video recently specifically just on that, so you can actually have a look at that on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you want to
so I'm-
address Mr. Cruz and throwing his name out there?
yeah, that's it. He's throwing his name out for labouring work as well. So yeah, and you can also advertise yourself, Mr.
Yep.
Cruising, on earthworkshub.com.au under jobs. There's two sections on jobs. You got people looking for work and people that are looking for workers. So put yourself in there, man. There's a couple on there already. So
And
add
Facebook
yourself in.
groups, mate. There's plenty of Facebook
Yeah.
groups. Like I don't know what state you're in, but or country for that matter.
Oh,
Given
true,
that
actually.
Earthworks Hub is global,
Yeah, now
addressing
it's
the
global.
global platform.
Yeah, that's it. Now it is. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Facebook groups
Yeah.
are really good, man, and just going direct to companies that might be in your area, just reaching out, Saturday work, whatever.
Yeah.
Queensland, there you go. Oh, mate,
There you go.
Queensland, you should be right. There's heaps of work in
Just
Queensland.
heaps, man. Heaps. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I get heaps
Yeah.
of people reaching out, like, are you ever moving up here if we give you work? Because when
Yeah.
I've been quiet, I'll put something out there, and
Yeah.
everyone's like, come to WA, come to Queensland.
Yeah. They're busy. Apparently, they're still busy, man. Yeah, I heard originally that they were gonna like finish whatever work they've got, and then that's it. But it seems to be that they're still busy. So I don't know.
Queensland's pumping. They've got the Olympics
Yeah.
coming up.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I went
they
there
do.
for previous to the Commonwealth Games, and did like Logan Motorway, Smith Street upgrade,
Yeah.
the M1 motorway works. Like, yeah, they spend money up there.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah. But not, they're not stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. True. Not like Melbourne or Victoria. Apparently, we're way over budget and in the biggest debt ever.
Let's not
Who knows what's gonna?
even get into it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's a day. That's another topic, man.
Yeah.
That's another session there.
Let's not even
Yeah.
get into it.
That's it. All right. I think what is it? Oh, nearly 9. All right. Well, first of all, thank you again for coming on, sharing your experience about your recent skin cancer episode.
Sure.
Thanks again for sharing about your new Digmax rotating
Love it.
bucket. And I want to say Merry Christmas to you as well. What are your plans for Christmas? You're on the break, obviously.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
finished up on Wednesday. I've got. I'm looking to go back on the 13th. Given that if everything goes well, I had a few jobs that postponed late this year into next year.
Yeah.
But yeah, just going to take some time, not getting away, just going to really try and let go.
Yeah.
I mean, I started my business just over 2.5 years ago, and I've pretty much worked every day. Like, there's probably been a week to 2 weeks of downtime with some bad weather and some jobs postponing, things like that. So I'm really going to try and actually go, you know what, I'm just going to hang out and be present with the kids and do like a bit of a staycation, go buy ice cream down at the local shops and maybe go to the beach this year.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
it. And use sunscreen, yeah.
Yeah, and apply
Yeah.
sunscreen multiple
Yeah.
times.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah.
What
No,
about
that's
you,
good,
man?
man.
What
Good.
do you got going on, Ivan?
You know what? I'm gonna do exactly what you're doing. We haven't booked to go away anywhere, but I'm knackered. Man. This year's killed me.
Yeah.
I've built Project Spalding, been working on Earthworks Hub, selling
Congrats.
machines, downsizing, selling properties. I'm looking forward to just having a few weeks just doing nothing. But
How good.
I say that, but what's going to happen is I can't help myself. I'll
Can't sit still.
yeah, I'll be doing something. So
Yeah.
I dare say, I'll still be doing these episodes and that. So I'm not going to be
That's for
taking any
sure.
time off. Not holidays like booked away going anywhere. So
Yeah.
So
We actually booked one for, I think, mid-Feb. So we'll go away for a couple of nights in mid-Feb.
yeah,
The peninsula life's pretty hectic. So
Yeah.
give the sun come out on a nice day and it'd take you a while to get anywhere down here.
yeah, I've heard that. We've got friends down in like Safety Beach and they say they absolutely hate summer because they can't go to the shops and go buy something because there's just traffic everywhere.
It gets pretty full on. I've been here 18 years or so now. 15 years. I will call it 18.
Yeah.
But our local Woolies and Coles, the shelves are just bare, man. They just rape and pillage, which is great.
Yeah.
It's great for the local economy, but you kind of need to adjust a little bit. Take advantage when the weather's good and it's not holidays. Go use the beach then, kind of stuff. So we just kind of keep it simple.
That's it.
Nice.
All right. Once again, Merry Christmas to you and your family. To all the guests as well. Merry Christmas to everyone, or everyone that celebrates, I suppose. For people that celebrate a bit later, Merry Christmas to you as well. I'm going to be probably doing a show next week. I was thinking about saying, don't worry about it, I'll have some time off, but in reality, it's just an hour of my evening, so I'm sure I can do that. So we'll probably have a show next week. I'll keep everyone posted on that. Enjoy your break if you're on one, and have a happy New Year if I don't end up speaking to anyone, and yourself as well, Shane.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, and same to you, same to the listeners, and everyone that's been involved on the Earthworks podcast and the lives and what you're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been great for me. Just being able to have a chat with you and you invite me on and things like that. I've made some friendships already. Gotten some leads to work. So a massive thank you to you and what you're doing. And Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everybody, obviously. And it's great that you open the conversation. You're giving people a platform to talk about things that kind of just get brushed over.
Yes. True, man. True. No, I appreciate it. Thank you. Very kind words.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more coming. We're going to have a lot more segments. So we're going to have segments from people talking about mental health. We're going to have segments from people talking about money, marketing, all sorts of stuff. Still doing maintenance segments. So just trying to keep different segments going. There's all these big plans for next year. So I've got to see how I'm going to put them all in place.
Not enough time in the day, is there?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But we'll get there. I'll do what I can, man. I'll do whatever I can.
Yeah.
That's it. No, I appreciate it. Kind words to all the listeners. If you haven't already done so, go to all my social platforms, like, subscribe, follow, share the shit out of it. Stay sun safe. So if you listen to the episode a bit earlier, stay sun safe, man. Don't put
I
yourself
want
at
to
risk.
see an army of white brims, you know.
That's it. That's it. Get yourself an Earthworks hub bucket hat. That's what you need.
There you go. There you go.
That's what people need.
I,
Yeah, exactly.
I've got one with the adjustable flap that you can tape
Yeah.
on and off, which is great. But
Oh man,
yeah,
we're gonna look dorky, but you know
doesn't matter,
what?
mate.
We're
Yeah,
sun
your
smart.
life's more
Sun smart.
important.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
Have a good evening, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you all on the next episode.
Yeah.
See you, Shane. Take care, man.
See you guys. Thank you.
Bye bye.
See ya.